Before this episode kicks off, I do want to say that it is split into two parts. The first being on mine and Joe's channel, and the second being on our guest this week, which is King of Scrubs. It was awesome having him on here, and this episode's really great. So don't miss out on the second half. Go over to his channel and check it out. Link will be in the description. But let's get into it. What is up, everybody? Bingo here. I'm with the Duel Factory and King of Scrubs for this week's episode of X2 Drop, our Yu-Gi-Oh podcast we do. Trying to stay excited about the game during these hard times with everybody stuck at home and no events going on. So this week we want to talk about something pretty fun. It can go anywhere. I just titled it Undervalued Decks. It could be talking about archetypes we like, their strengths, whatever it is. But we do have a guest this week, and like I said, it's King of Scrubs. He reached out, and we'd love to have him on the channel, so I'll let him introduce himself a little bit. So who are you? What do you do? Go for it.
What's going on, guys? It's King of Scrubs. My name is Buddy. I have a YouTube channel. We just recently hit over 1,000 subscribers. I do mainly Yu-Gi-Oh content, but with the current state of the world, I've branched into some more variety gaming content. But my heart still is part of Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's probably where it's going to stay for the most part. We just hope that, you know, the state of the world changes and gets back to the way that it should be, so we can all enjoy the game that we all love.
All right. How long have you been playing?
I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh competitively since 2011.
Like straight or on and off?
No, I think there was like a 3 months, well, I guess there was the 6 months that I was in training for the military, but even then I found ways to play. But I took a 3-month break when I lost a job at one point. But other than that, it's been pretty much straight on since 2011. I've been to hundreds of regionals and YCSs and all that good stuff. All
right. So with that out of the way, Joe, you suggested this topic a couple of weeks ago now, but I definitely wanted to have a third party on because it's a pretty fun topic to talk about. We all have those secret decks that we like to mess around with and not tell anybody, or decks we think that genuinely can be a good sub engine or stand their own and in the right circumstances, the right metagame. So I'll let you talk about the first one you want to talk about, Joe. So just go for it. What is it?
When we were sitting here thinking about talking, I was thinking of like older decks and stuff like that. And then King Starbs has to mention that the stun version of it actually won Worlds one year, and that was like the TG cards. A long time ago, like Striker was like the go-to tuner to go in like almost every single deck. It was a level 2, it was a warrior, so it was searchable, and it was an earth tuner. But as of late, especially with Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, even with Krishnot Needle Fiber coming out, a lot of people still aren't playing the card. And I think it's a card that actually would have been a lot better, just depending on the situation and stuff like that. But it's not something I think should be overlooked, would be one reason.
So you're saying TG, that card specifically, or the TG archetype?
Or you can look at TG archetype's always going to be one of my favorite mess around decks. It's like, I like the way it plays. There was one time there I was playing it for like 3 months straight and stuff like that, especially like the hand cards and stuff like that. I mean, if they remember all fire and ice hand and all that fun stuff.
All right. So do you think TG, what would a modern day TG deck look like?
Modern, well, a lot of the cards that went well with it aren't, unfortunately, they're one, the big one being skill drain, but I don't think you can play it like you traditionally did, because a lot of the time you play like a lot of floater cards. Like all the TG cards themselves are like floaters, but one, they're in the graveyard, and they have to be in the graveyard, they have to be destroyed, and then they have to be searched during the end phase. Kind of like how Skarm has to search during the end phase, but they're all similar to that, right?
Yeah.
Older versions of play cards like Reborn Tengus and stuff like that, but honestly, I don't think a version of that would work because you have too many normal summons in one type of deck, so you have to like cut down on like the actual TG cards itself and work on something that's a little bit more like reliant, is what I would think.
All right. Honestly, it's been a while. Do you think Needle Fiber and Trident Launcher, because, I mean, that was their Link 3, right?
The Link 3 that came out, but the problem with Trident Launcher is the turn that you make it, you can only special summon TGs for the rest of the turn.
For the rest of the turn or the whole turn?
I believe it's for the rest of the turn.
Okay. So TG's your first choice. I honestly don't have much experience for it. I've just hear stories about TG stun, and I mean, that's where I let it die. Decks never interested me, but
you take that back.
I know you talk about it all the time, so I'll let you have this one. So, All right, buddy. What's your first deck?
The first deck that I like to spend a lot of time messing around with and trying to make good, but just unfortunately can't, is just Nordics. I feel like their boss monsters are just like super strong, and like having a 4,000 attack monster that you can like, it's power crept. Sadly, like if it was quick effect, like Odin for example, if you could make him unaffected by something like as a quick effect, like that would be ideal.
Oh,
And it's just. Yeah, I know, right? Like having a 4,000 beat stick just to like smack your opponent with. It's got such a really good appeal, and like I'm a huge fan of like Norse mythology and stuff. So it's one of those decks that I spend a lot of time trying to make good, and it's just not. But it's fun, and like the Link monster that they got a year or two ago.
Yeah,
like,
Link
it was
one.
that card was a step in the right direction, except for the fact that you can only summon Nordic monsters.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: since you're a big Nordic fan, did you ever play the Yangzing Nordic build or no?
I tried it, but it just like it conflicted too much. Just because like it's trying, like the Nordic cards only really work with Nordic cards, and like the Yang Zings work with other things, but they primarily want to work with things that destroy. And there's just not a lot of synergy there.
So what do you think they would need in this modern time? Let's say they got another wave of support. What would be something that would maybe not take them over the edge? You know, we're not looking for a double helix, but what would make them more playable? What type of card?
It would like I think a search card like reinforcements of the army most likely would be good.
They got a trap for that, don't they?
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's give us a Nordic monster that can be used. It's a tuner. A card like Vanitas, but it allows you to use trap cards to turn their set, but specifically normal trap or Nordic traps.
So you want a Vanitas that's also Temple of the Kings. I like where this is going. Go on.
Okay, well, no. Just being able to use it. You don't send anything from deck or whatever, but when you activate a Nordic trap, you can special summon one from deck. I think that's what they need.
That almost follows the basis of John's most famous Necros card he came up with.
The Necros trap.
What does that do?
Summon from deck.
Lets you tribute Necros monsters from deck.
That's broken. No, what? We already have shit all fusion. What are you doing?
It's a trap card.
Yeah, that was his logic. It was a trap card.
Give me a purple card that Kloss can search, because
because there's nothing better than going activate trap card, special summon this Trishula from my hand during your turn.
Bro, his whole argument is the fact that it has to be set before using it, so that makes it okay.
No, you really want to get Trish on your turn? On your turn?
Yes.
Is that really what we want?
Yes.
No. No.
Because
he doesn't see a problem with it.
I will be playing around Trish because I'm playing Necros as well.
People would send Shrit from deck to summon fucking Trish and then get a search.
Oh no, whoop-de-fucking do. You get a +1 in a ritual deck.
Yeah, a +1 in a ritual deck that also removes 3 cards.
I think you're missing the point.
Joe, I think you're missing the point. This isn't about my Necros trap, all right? This isn't about that.
No. Here's the thing: you're putting like terrible juju out there in the game. Think about it. Like we have an Adamascipator right now that's like destroying the meta, and part of the reason for that is because they end on a way to make Formula Synchron into Trishula on their opponent's turn.
Good.
No, it's not good. Oh my god. It's not good. You lose 3 cards. So let's just do that in a 1 card.
So you can't play around the Synchro Trish. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, so you're just not going to summon anything?
I'm not going to put anything in the graveyard with cards in my hand.
You're simply going to look at your opponent with the Mech Knight theory and just go, pass.
I mean, that whole play, it loses to MST. Because if they activate the trap, they get no value out of their Trish. They can summon a Unicorn, but that's probably already on the field because we're never fucking getting that card at 2.
Oh my god!
All right,
you said nothing like double helix level. That's double helix level.
That is
all right. Back to the topic at hand.
All right. Well, just to get this out of the way, because I can't go a podcast without mentioning it. Zoo is my favorite deck ever. and I cannot stop playing it, especially given this times where there's no benefit to building decks. So I just constantly mess around with sub-engines to make the deck better. Joe saw my hot mess masterpiece that did everything and anything.
We're not going to talk about it.
Yes, we are. Ended on Trident, Infinite Negate, and something else.
You're not going to be like, I'm so angry, who had the A to Z Dragon Buster combo and was a dedicated 5-card combo, are you?
No, but that was pretty fun to watch. So, I mean...
Said no, meaning it's a dedicated 4-card combo.
Oh, you're DDD comboing. I see. Bet. Walk us through the steps.
No.
Let me ask you this. Was Barrage in every opening hand when you did this?
No.
You're lying to me.
The opening hand was as any zoo monster plus extender.
Barrage had to be in that hand, and I know you're lying to me.
Joe, just because I'm better than you at zoo.
Oh, are you now?
Yeah, you only wanted to play one bezel ship, and that is 100% incorrect.
That is 100% correct.
No, it is
I agree.
not.
It's 100% correct. You
No.
just need one to be able to go off.
Thank you.
Then
Thank you.
Then why even play retrograde?
It's
Because
searchable.
It's a searchable counter.
Okay, but you open one zoo monster and Winder. What the fuck is the point of the retrograde?
What are we talking about?
That turns into a spin.
But you in order to come
with a set retrograde.
No, if you open zoo plus Winder, all that's going to get you have to search the bezel ship. If you don't have another extender or a level 4 in hand, you have to search the bezel ship.
Redo or Trident with a set trap card.
And then that trap card becomes a spin because right when it gets activated, yeah, like it's in an eruption.
I would rather end on Trident, Redoer, Perpetua every time.
Yeah, but that's a 3-card dedicated combo.
Yeah, the only difference in that is it's an extender.
I know this because I tested it with you. And we
right.
decided on playing Shade Brigandine because it was the best level 4 extender we could just draw into.
No, you decided on playing Shade Brigandine.
Because it was correct.
Shade Brigandine is always correct in a rank 4 spam deck.
Yeah, thank you.
I never said it wasn't. But there's other extenders. All right, anyways. That's my first deck. Joe, send me your next hot garbage because I know that's what it's going to be.
Next hot garbage? Gladly, because I was watching it on Phoenix Extreme the other night. But Heraldic Beast is a great deck.
I love that deck.
It is a great deck. And it's like one of the perfect rank 4 decks. And Master Rule 5 is the perfect time for it to come back. The only problem is it has the same problem as all these decks that we mentioned. They all suck in the current format.
Ooh.
But hear me out. Just hear me out.
Ignoring that.
Heraldic Beast Leo searches anything. If I can pronounce this one, Amphisbania is a level 4 extender. All right. They have a Monster Reborn in Unicorn. They have an archetype specific Monster Reborn in Heraldry Reborn, and then they have a Miracle Fusion for XYZ monsters in Advanced Heraldry Art. All these cards are good, and they pair perfectly with Time Thief, but they're just not fast enough. They don't have a consistent game. They don't have anything consistent to go into because they're locked to going in the Psychics, and the only Psychics that they can go into usually, or Machines for that matter, is either Megaclops, which is only good going second, I feel, and the Time Thief cards, which is Perpetua and Redoer, but you don't always have access to those cards.
I agree with everything you just said.
Thank you.
All right, King.
Now, if your field spell didn't lock them out of only Heraldic Beast monsters and stuff like that, the field spell would be just as good because it searches Heraldic art cards.
True. Yeah,
right.
that was actually one that I messed with back when I was like super bad at the game, and I was like, "This is kind of cool."
Yeah. So, Joe, you're in that super bad phase right now.
Well, we're all here's the problem. No one's good at the game. People are just far less sucky than we are.
No, people. See, I run into the problem where I don't want to play good decks. I want to play a mess of bad cards because it's fun, and that's my locals mindset every week.
My locals mindset is I want to build my deck, I want to shuffle it, cut it, hand it to my opponent, and I want them to go to cut my deck, and I want them to be like, damn, this just feels expensive.
I just go to locals to win.
Well, I mean,
who the fuck does that?
See, there's a big difference. There's a big difference between your locals and our old locals because outside of us two and like one other guy that would show up every couple weeks
and get bodied.
There was absolutely, like, we could take anything to locals and top. Like, it'd be me and him in the finals.
Yeah, no. For me, it's like going to a mini regional every weekend.
Yeah, that was the locals I had before this. That was a nightmare, but it was definitely helped me get better at the game. But getting off topic again. So King, what's your second deck archetype? Whatever engine, whatever we're talking about, because I'm still not 100% sure.
Blader.